Please, please work this time. My gosh. Um, shoot. Hopefully this thing is working. If you're here, hey, what's going on? It's me. it's it's me. Um, uh, so I'm sorry. See, I'm not okay. I'm not camera shy. I'm not uneasy. What's going on? Yeah, we back. Hey, Fredo, what or Fredo? What's going on? We're back. My gosh, look. I ain't got no sound. The computer went shot. Essentially, somebody done hit a pole and took out power to the whole block. And we ain't got nothing like that. We we ain't got not a doggone thing when it comes to when it whole house is out. Somebody done hit something and done sent power out through the whole neighborhood. Shoot, might be half the city. Well, I just found out looking it up on my phone because my internet ain't working. Ain't nothing working right now. Whole house is black as me. This is terrible. Right. Look, it's fine. We're gonna get through it. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna still do ourselves a show. We were just in the thick of it. I don't know how long it's gonna be. And I don't know how long y'all got. We can still continue and be just fine. Hey, look, we adapt and flow with whatever we gotta go when it comes to doing this show. I promise you that right here, right now. So we ain't gonna miss a beat. We're just gonna rock here and we're gonna do our normal thing. I still got papers, we still got agenda, and we're just gonna do what we do best. And we're gonna finish this thing out strong, like we're supposed to. Now, hopefully, now also I see that I'm kind of I don't know how to flip the thing to where it looks like on the the whatchamacallit, the thingamajigger, the the whatchamadoodle, the computer. That's you see how the source I am. I don't know how to get it to flip back. Cause like everything's backwards right now. So actually is it? Hold on, I'm moving this way. But regardless of which, we're gonna still make it do what it do, and we're still gonna make it shine. So hey, if you're just tuning in, welcome aboard. This is the Welch Report. I'm your host, Jean-Luc Welch, and we're here now a grand old time in the world of boxing and beyond. And as you can see in the title down below, we're going to still continue our talk on the initial show, talking about the world of boxing. So let's just jump right back into the fray, shall we? Continuing the point at hand, when we were talking about Floyd, also I see some of you all in the chat, young Stevie Wonder, dang, yeah man, dang, how do you think I felt when everything just went kaput all at once? Stay cool, man. I hope you don't get too hot. Look, man, I sweat every show. Don't matter to me, but that's neither here nor there. Let's jump into the world at hand. And also, please, we're still trying to get this show out. So, hey, if you are tuning in and you like the first, 3 minutes of the show, hey, leave a like on this place. Leave a like on this stream. We still got the same goal, same vibes, same agenda. Leave a like on the stream. Get the likes up for everybody to see. Make the algorithm see what we got going on. And be sure to subscribe. Please subscribe. But let's continue to talk. We'll give it what, 30 minutes? We'll do about 30 minutes. I get that's what we can afford till at least till my battery runs out. But regardless of which, Crawford, Floyd, we were on that. Last thing I was trying to say, I think before I got cut off, Floyd Mayweather is not he has caveats in his career that have hurt him in his lieu to becoming as big of a Hall of Famer as he feels in his own mind. And with Crawford doing what he's done, has elevated him to that same level of status and potentially for some has pushed him beyond. Now, we can address whether you agree that he's not at Floyd's level or not. That's your particular assumption. I'm not going to fight you on that. Perfectly fine. But what we can fight on and what we can debate on is if you feel that he's got to get there or do more to get there, then what is it that would put him above Floyd in your eyes if beating this version of Canelo on top of being the first three-time undisputed and doing it in the way that he did, what would be the caveat that Crawford would have to do to get him above Floyd in your estimation? Would it be going undisputed at excuse me, would it be going undisputed at 160? Would it be just beating Janabek at 160? Would that be enough? Would it be a situation where he goes through and just, if he's competitive, even if he loses, if he's able to be successful at 160 in any way and become a champion in 4 divisions, dare I say unify, even if he gets a loss on his record, would that be enough? Because it would show the continued evolution of his talent and of his, again, pushing the boundaries of legacy as a fighter. Because we're still looking at a man who this should not exist as a champion. 3 separate undisputed titles in the manner of gap between 135, 147, and then going 168. That should not exist. So since that's the case, if that's not enough for Floyd, no issue with that. I respect it. I don't even think I'll give him my own whether he's better than Floyd or not. I'm still battling with each of them. Because like I said, excuse me, I think he's above Floyd for me. Because Floyd isn't in my top 10 pound for pound. So I answered that. Now I was gonna answer that more fervently before the incursion occurred and the doggone thing went out. But regardless of which, Floyd's not in my top 10. Crawford is because of this win. And it's not because of recency bias for me. Y'all, if you will follow me, this channel, you heard what I said, you follow the criteria. I try to be as consistent as I can. With that being the case, for you, what would it take? And I would just love to hear in the comments, what would it take to put the likes of Crawford above that threshold of Floyd Mayweather if you don't have him above Floyd or even in the vicinity of Floyd Mayweather? Because I'll go back through and I'll pull up my pound for pound list. I'll go back through and pull it up real quick so I can read it off on you. Again, outside of number 1, it's in no particular order, but it was. Hold on. Wait a minute. Give me a second. Hold up a minute. Well, you know what? The internet's out, so I can't really pull up anything. I done outside of this my phone data. Outside of that, I ain't got nothing. Let's go off the top of the head, shall we? My top 10 that I had on my list. I said it last episode. So fact check me on it. Make sure if I mention somebody, put it on. But it was in no particular order outside of number 1, with number 1 being Sugar Ray Robinson. It was Sugar Ray Robinson, Muhammad Ali, Roy Jones Jr., Joe Louis, Ezra Charles, Henry Armstrong, Sam Langford. Was that 8? I think that's 8. Sam Langford. Either Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, or Marvin Hagler. One of those 3 is in that 10th spot or in that 9th or whatever number of people I had. Again, no order, just in there. I'm trying to dwindle it down. I'm leaning towards Duran or Hagler because of Leonard's prime being so short. But again, it's between them 3 as the just straight up 9th name, not 9th rank, 9th name. And then last name, Terrence Crawford is my 10th. That's my list. And Floyd is just outside. Again, with all due respect, it's not because I'm trying to diminish him. But let me see. Yo, Jimmy Castro, how you doing? Good to see. I would have a button and a whole soundboard to be able to hit you with and say big ups to you. However, my power done went out. That's why I'm doing it on live. But we do this every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, doing a whole blown show, covering the water boxing and beyond, right here on the Welch Report. So again, it's a little bit dark. I understand. We ain't got no power, so we operating the best we can. But please, keep on liking the stream and keep on sharing the show. It's a continuation of what we did on the initial stream earlier before it got unceremoniously cut off, which is absolutely a shame. But again, we're going to rock anyway. Do you think Canelo sold the belts to Crawford? So no, he did not. So you have to understand, or was Crawford that good? Crawford was that good. See, here's the thing: the misconception and what I don't like about conspiracies. A lot of people always have, oh, somebody they took a dive, they paid too much money. They tried to throw the fight. They didn't want it to happen. No, 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 no. It's Saudi money. The issues with Saudi Arabia, the issues with Turkey Al Sheikh, and a lot of the pitfalls that come off of what Turkey's doing. All of that is conspiratorial or conspiracy. It's conspiracy oriented, and that's not how we operate. Now we know that there is corruption in boxing. This ain't one of them. Canelo was the best Canelo we had seen in the last 5 fights of his career. Since Munguia, since John Ryder, since William Skull, since Charlo. He's the last. This was the and Berlanga. This was the best fight. This was the best of all those fights. Be clear. And because of that, this Canelo was not trying to lose. If he lost, we already understood the ramifications of this fight was insane. The legacy of Canelo was going to be in the dirt from the standpoint of getting above Julio Cesar Chavez or Salvador Sanchez. He wouldn't be able to get there. He wouldn't be able to be above them. He's of the biggest three of the Mexican boxing sect and one of the greatest of all time, but his greatness would be capped if he lost to the likes of Crawford. Because this would be a monumental hit for him. He lost. So he's back. So he couldn't say, he would never want to sell this type of fight and throw it in just because, it is what it is. I'm getting paid. He was getting paid regardless of which. He didn't throw those other fights. He didn't throw the fight with Berlanga. He ain't trying to throw the fight with Munguia. He was just better than them. The only person that you can claim that threw the fight was Charlo. Because Charlo didn't try it all. Because as we know with Charlo, it was, I should probably move this. Hold on, wait a minute. I should probably try to make this a little more like the normal setup. So let me change the camera just a tad. Just a, is this it? Just a, this might be the best we're gonna get. I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying. See, and I went to college, media and sports media. I'm supposed to be able to frame this stuff, but doggone it, in the dark, it ain't. See, I got sunlight coming through. It's dark as night in here, so don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. But again, Canelo didn't try to throw this fight. He just got beat by the better man. Just objectively, he got beat by the better man. And let me just clean you all off real quick, so you can look nice and pretty. I don't want y'all. I want to make sure I'm looking good on camera. Oh boy, this is new. First time I've streamed on the phone. On the phone, I've streamed plenty of times. I'm good in front of. I'm a bad brother in front of the camera, but I'm getting used to this setup, but we're gonna rock regardless. Let me see. In a rematch, I think Crawford will probably win, in a rematch, I think Crawford will probably KO Canelo. Canelo has to fight Benavidez now. That will still do numbers. Thank you. That is exactly right. He's got to fight Benavidez now. There is no other fight that he needs to fight except for Benavidez. The whole fight with Benavidez. And if you were on the stream, you would have seen me say this before it got unceremoniously cut off. This fight with Crawford against Benavidez or against Canelo was necessary. Because without this fight with Crawford and without this loss, we most likely would have never gotten the fight with Benavidez. Now we have to get it because that's the only viable option. And every excuse that he's used for Canelo, or that Canelo has used against Benavidez, has been thrown out the window. It's out of here. What, he's not worthy? He's not good enough? He ain't done enough? He ain't beaten the best names possible? We can say the same for you now. Again, not disparaging Canelo, throwing his words back at him. We can say the same thing now. You didn't beat Crawford. Why should Benavidez have anything to do with you when you can't even handle somebody at 154? You see the rhetoric? Now it's getting used against the likes of Canelo to make it so that now he's the odd man out. And if he wants to fight Dave Benavidez, it's going to have to be At what? At 175. You're doggone right. You're doggone right. At 175. It's going to have to be. It ain't happening at 160. It's not happening at 168. It's happening at 175. Benavidez is not moving down to fight the likes of Canelo. I can promise you that. I can promise you that. And to answer the other question, is Crawford, I don't see Crawford knocking out Canelo in a rematch. It's because Canelo's chin is still just too strong. Now, he did buckle him. He did buckle him. He buckled him in the 12th round. Yes, he did. Oh, yes, he did. Had that boy on shaky legs in the last 30 seconds of round 12. Yes, he did. But at the same time, I still trust Canelo's chin. But I also see there's nothing else Canelo can do to beat him. Because this was from a technical standpoint. And somebody getting back to what they used to do in the old days when it came to Canelo fighting. This was the best Canelo I had seen in a mighty long time. Cut, physically fit, not fat fit, but like fit. Yes, he's always been muscular. But from the standpoint of like putting his body together. Yeah, he was built. Legit. He put everything he needed to in this fight. And he got beat. And he couldn't adapt at all. So no, there's no. I'm trying to make sure my beard is put together. I'm trying to grow this thing out. So I'm trying to make sure this thing is still put together on camera. But regardless of which, it looks better when I'm doing it on the like I normally do. But that's neither here nor there. When it comes to Crawford and Canelo, if they fought, Canelo's getting beat again and again. He's not beating Crawford. If he does, it's going to be 8-2. And this ain't bias. Crawford shut down every aspect of Canelo's game and beat him in every range. Inside, outside, and in the mid-range. And outboxed him, and was faster, and was stronger than the likes of Canelo. Yeah, it's going to be tough. Canelo's got to retool in every single way to get better. But he can. But it's not like against that brother, no. He ain't beating that. But let me see. Curtis Knight. Curtis Knight, hey, how you doing? Glad you're here. We're talking boxing. We're talking Canelo and Crawford. And honestly, we got a segment where we're going to the championship rounds. We might as well get into that right now. We got 30 minutes. It's 4 o'clock on my end. 4:30, we're going to wrap this stream up. But championship rounds, like we normally do on my show, whatever y'all want to discuss, we can discuss it right here, right now. Show got a little bit cut short. We're going to continue it here. We're going to do the best that we can. So, hey, yeah, in fact, before, let me, give me, hold on. We're going to cut that off so that in case the power comes back on, we don't get blinded by the light of sorts. And we keep this type of ambiance stated with us. I'm trying to make sure I'm in a good range with the camera. But yeah, Crawford. I don't think Canelo ever beats Crawford if he fought against him. That's not bias. That's not race-related opinions. That's boxing. That's straight up boxing. We're keeping boxing on this channel. We love every race and creed. We love every style. But we keep it boxing. If you're good, you're good. If you're better than somebody, you're better than somebody. And that's all there is to it. So that's how we're going to rock with it as well. But let me keep on reading what you all have to say on the matter. I think Canelo at 168 will give Benavidez a good fight and probably win 50-50 in my eyes. Now, like I was feeling that way up until last year. Now, definitively, I do not think at all. I'm firmly 60-40. Depending on which 60-40, yes, 70-30, 70-30, that Benavidez beats him. I was already leaning towards Benavidez before this fight. After this fight, oh, absolutely. Absolutely, I'm thinking that he's going to beat him. I think he beats him. Let me see. Who's next for Crawford? Maybe Boo Boo or Charlo. So, Boo Boo Andre is not getting a shot. You know why? Because he ain't been, if my recollection is right, he ain't been active since Benavidez. He says he's been ducked by a bunch of people. But after Benavidez, he ain't do nothing. He's been, I believe he's been out the ring. So what, he's not even ranked in the top 10 in his own division at 168. So what the world do we think he's going to get a shot with? No, he's not getting a shot. He's doing the same thing he did to Canelo. Now, at that point in time, he had a better argument that he was avoided by competition. This time, you got to work your way back up. You have to work your way back up. Shoot, fight Jamal Charlo at 168. That's fine. Fight Jamal Charlo at 168. That can work, absolutely. Then get your get your momentum back, and now you can flow back into the fight and get a contending status at for a championship, for the titles. If Canelo drops him, okay, you got a shot. If he doesn't, or if Crawford drops him, excuse me, you got a shot to fight. If he stays, if he doesn't, guess what? You still got to work your way back up to be able to gain contention. Again, that's the issue. Contention. It's got to get back to contention to be able to win, to be able to get a chance at a title. Because he can say he's been avoided all he wants, but at some point in time, he has to work and do his own thing. He has to. But let me see. Canelo looks like he tires. Canelo looks like he, let me see. Joe's man, how you doing? Thank you for tuning in. Canelo looks like he tries to do certain things, but his body doesn't respond well anymore. So, again, age is absolutely a factor. But in this situation, it was a little bit different. In this situation, it wasn't as much that his body couldn't do what he wanted to do. Wasn't as much that as it was that Terrence Crawford shut down most of the things that Canelo wanted to do. So he could not do what his body desired because he was being cut off, not by his own ability, but by Crawford's technical efficiency. Sean Porter said it also when he fought him. Every time I fought somebody, I can get in the rhythm. I'm comfortable. I'm able to fight like I want to fight, and I can control what I want to control around the ring. But against Crawford, I couldn't do it. Every time I thought about doing something, he immediately stopped me from doing it before I even threw a punch because he saw it coming before it happened. And then from a physical perspective, in this specific fight, Crawford controlled and outmuscled Canelo. So even physically, he was negated, not because of his own body, but because of the physical gifts and strengths of the likes of Terrence Crawford that shocked us all on that night. That's more so why he lost. Now, yes, physical tolls have been taken. He's an old fighter from the standpoint of age and mileage, though he is younger than Terrence Crawford. Almost 70 fights in his career. Over 120 if we're talking about amateurs as well. Yeah, he's been in wars. That's taking some stuff out of him, as with anybody. But he was still operating at an incredibly high level. Very high level. So we're absolutely right that, yeah, we're looking at a man who is, for all intents and purposes, justifiably so, as close to his prime as we can ask for, even at the tail end of it. And he just got beat by the better man in this situation. He just got beat by the better man in this case. But let me see. Crawford versus Plant. What you think about that? Plant gets beat soundly. Might not get knocked out, but he gets beat. No, he definitely gets beat. Because Crawford can walk down Plant and box better than Plant. He can't. Now, the size, height might be a factor. Again, the physical toll of 168, other people might have better opportunities against Crawford because of the bigger height threshold. Crawford's naturally a smaller guy. So, like Shiraz, that's a scary fight to fight against for Crawford because he's 6'3". Benavidez is 6'2". You're getting into cruiserweight type height, heavyweight type height, from the standpoint of length and reach. The ability to hold you at bay. At some point in time, physical gifts do take a toll. That could be one of them. But Plant, yeah, I think it beats him. And most likely we see Plant as the best fighter not best, excuse me. Most likely right now we see Crawford as the best fighter at 68. He is the best 168 pounder right now in the world. So everybody's a challenge to him. And he's better than all of them because he beat the best man. Naked. By naked, I mean he came up naked without any tune-up fight, even at 160, to fight against him and beat him at his weight with no rehydration clause and no restrictions on what he can weigh in on the night of the fight. That adds to the impossibility and the preposterous nature of what this fight was, which was incredible. But as I keep on reading you all's comments, Canelo has been looking this way for a long time now, even victory. No, he has. We talked about the issues of Canelo. We acknowledged the decline. We did. We've done that for a year, 2 years actually, on this channel. We've said that. We've been adamant. We have not minced words about that. In light of that still, there was nobody that I was saying that was better than even again, tail end of his prime, but still in his prime, Canelo. The critiques were valid, and they still shouldn't have been enough for Crawford to beat Canelo. That's what makes this win so special. Even with the pitfalls of Canelo at this stage in his career, he still should not have won. I repeat, even with the critiques that were valid of Canelo in his career, Crawford should not have won. He shouldn't have won. Because we saw what Charlo did with those same issues that we were talking about with Canelo. And he didn't have a chance in the world. He quit. Crawford quit in that fight. And it was the same Canelo that was too big, too strong, too muscular, and still was a savant of a boxer. So yeah, he shouldn't have won. He should not have won this. Him winning this makes it all the more special. But let me keep on reading. Bomac needs trainer of the year. Dude doesn't get enough credit. No, he's gonna get it. This win alone solidified he's gonna get trainer of the year, regardless of who else you have in the boxing world. He's gonna get trainer of the year. He will get trainer of the year off of this one. Don't let him win. In fact, and I said this on the show, even if he loses to the likes, whatchamacallit, even if he loses to the likes of, what's his name? Conor Benn. Even if he loses to Conor Benn, Bomac's still gonna win trainer of the year almost assuredly. Almost assuredly. Because this win is a bigger win than any other win in boxing right now. This one win is better than like 3 or 4 other wins for most trainers and most people because of the severity of what this fight was. It's ridiculous. Let me see. I think Canelo should retire. No, he shouldn't retire. Like I said, he's younger than Crawford, and he still has people that we wanted to face, like Dave Benavidez. We still want that. And Billy, Shiraz, there's still threats. He can still make and keep on building on the legacy that he's already garnered. This one loss ain't everything. But it is something that, hey, you now know you're touchable. At this weight class, you're beatable. So you got to step on the gas. Because if you ain't careful, yeah, you get put into retire. But you can't still fight, and we still want to see him come back. Absolutely. Crawford should fight Bebo. No, we shouldn't. No, we shouldn't. Like I said, just like with Benavidez, there is thresholds that the body can limit. 175, don't do it. I'm telling you. And this is me being a believer in Bud. No, You're not going to worry about flat-footed nature. If you thought Madrimov was going to be a tough time for Crawford to fight, from a stylistic standpoint, and you thought that the weight was going to be an issue for Bud from a physical standpoint in this fight with Canelo, but it's both of those instances in a bigger body against the likes of Bebo. Better footwork, harder to figure out. Technically one of the best three boxers in boxing today, and it's bigger than Canelo. Don't do that. Uh-uh. I'm I'm a I'm against that. That's me. That's me. I am firmly against that because there has to be a cap in some way. I don't know about that. Nothing's impossible for Bud. Be clear. Outside of cruiserweight, yeah, nothing's impossible. But yeah, I do know there is a ceiling. That would be one of them. That would be one of them. I'm telling you right now. Um, Let me keep on reading what you all have to say, and please keep on liking if you're here. Keep on liking the stream, please keep on liking the stream, and keep on sharing it with the world so we can get this out to the people. Like I said, last time I tried to share this and put it on community posts, the stream ended. So I don't know what happened there. But so we ain't gonna do that here. But here we're gonna continue the show and do what we do. And but regardless of which, I also want to see what you all have to say. What about Crawford versus Virgil at 154? That won't happen because of the fact that Terrence Crawford has said that he's not coming back down to 154 in the press conference after the fight. Because it was asked, and got something's either my eye is drooping or something's in it. My goodness. Okay, hold on. Let's go. Okay, we're back. Dang it. um, what was I saying? Oh yeah, with what was I saying? Oh yeah, with Crawford, yeah, Crawford, Crawford Virgil 154, not happening. Crawford Virgil 160, possible. Boots or Crawford said he wouldn't fight Boots at 154, and he ain't coming back down. He ain't coming back down to 154, and he's smart not to. He's smart not to, because we don't want the same thing that happened to the likes of Roy Jones Jr. cutting muscle to happen to the likes of Terrence Crawford trying to cut muscle back down that egregiously to the likes of 154. We don't want that because he could lose speed, power, and everything that makes Crawford Crawford. We don't want that to happen. So 154, per Crawford's own words, is not going down. 160 against Virgil, that's an actual possibility. Though we have to wait and see. We got to wait and see. Let me see. I got to scroll back up a little bit. Maybe Crawford versus B-Ball at 168. B-Ball, I don't know if he's coming back down to 168. I don't think he's coming back down. If he does, and surprise me, okay, we got ourselves something. But with the back injury and all that stuff, it's a question. It's a question. We're gonna find out. Right now, priority is better BF with Bevo. And we're gonna see what happens there afterwards. But let me see. I feel you. Bevo's a terrible matchup. Yeah, Al Booger. And hey, I'm glad you came back through to the stream. Like I said, power went out. So everything went kaput, Wi-Fi and all, which is why the stream shut down. So we're doing it through the computer. Through the phone. We're gonna 4:30. We're gonna wrap it up. And we're gonna stop the stream there. But regardless of which, we're still gonna have ourselves some fun and still do what we do best. Again, we're in the championship rounds now, so whatever you all want to talk about, we can talk about right here on the show. You all got the floor, so we can make it happen. So I still want to hear what you all have to say for the whole of this last 30 minutes. If Bud is comfortable, if Bud is comfortable at 154. He would stop Virgil. Yes, he would. Yeah. At this point, yeah, he would. Yeah, yes, he would. Yeah. Any question, and we're gonna probably look. Come, anybody here? Come back Friday. Lord willing, the power will be on. Lord willing, the power will be on by Friday. But if everything works on Friday, Wi-Fi and all, Duke Power or whatever Duke Power, I don't know, whatever company runs through the neighborhood, but whatever the case may be, They come through and they get this done. We're gonna be back on Friday, 12:30, same time, talking about this very stuff. Cause we're gonna have some more time. But yeah, this type of question when it comes to the likes of who he would beat at 154, everybody, including Boots. There shouldn't be a question now. What question? What else needs to be said about the competition at 154? It's still steep. But no, we're picking this brother to win. We are picking Crawford to win all of them. All of them. He beats them all. At 154, he beats them all. Absolutely, in my estimation anyway, if he went down, but he's not moving back down. But he beats them all. Absolutely. At least in my estimation. Let me see, Jimmy Castro, nobody beats Crawford at 168. He's the new king and face of boxing. Right now, nobody's better. Yeah. It's just now, again, other people have the physical tools that could indeed potentially beat Crawford, like a Shiraz, because of the height and reach and power. Now that, again, 6'3", 6'2", could be a cruiserweight type of person. Now you're getting into Benavidez. That's a dangerous brother. Absolutely. And Crawford already said himself in past interviews, I may not be able to beat everybody, but I know I can beat Canelo. Now, because of that, and he did it, yeah, he's a better fighter than all of them. But it's still, some people may have better advantages than Canelo because now their physical gifts can potentially overshadow the gap of technical efficiencies. Unlike with Canelo when it was, with hindsight being 2020, on the level. Or rather, Crawford was actually better athletically. So, that's where that comes into play. But yeah, he's better than all of them. No, he's better than everybody at 160. He could try to stay at 160, and he'll be favored in every fight, and rightfully so. He deserves it. No question about it. Who do you think, who do you want Crawford to fight next? That's a good question. That's a good question. That's a really good question. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think there's a specific fight more than there's just a pathway I would like him to do. There's two ways, and again, we're going to talk about this more tomorrow. I might repeat the same stuff, but there's two ways that I would like to see him go about his career. One, he fights Canelo. Oh no, excuse me. I'm sorry. One, he goes and reigns at 168. That's how far can we take this train? That's one. It's a dangerous road, but it's a road nonetheless. You're here now. Let's see what you can do. And number two, you go back down to 160. Now, honestly, there's three, but there's two branching paths for the second option. So yeah, we can call it three. We'll say three. Let's not make it confusing. We'll keep it three. There's three things I want to see Crawford do. Go reign at 160. Let's see how far you can go against anybody. If you lose, you lose. Okay, fine. You went and achieved greatness. Reigning would be even better. That's number one. Number two, you go down 160 and you fight. And you get undisputed against Janibek Ali Muhammad, current 160-pound unified champion. You go and fight him. And potentially you get all the belts in one fight. Or option three, you go through down to 160 and you get the belts one fight at a time. We talk about greatness on this show. What you do is great. It's not just about who you fight. And if you clean out divisions, that helps you out immensely. Immensely. And now we're talking about a situation where Canelo or Crawford not just beat the best 168-pounder and became undisputed. Absolutely. But he would not just be the first undisputed 4 weight class champion. Not even nobody in history, not even Henry Armstrong, did that. But he would have done it in a manner where he beat every single top contender in middleweight, going from the bottom up to get the belts. Yeah, that would be something different. That now we're getting into top three, top four, top three territory. He does that. He does that. Because he does different. It's not just getting the belt that would be special, which it would. Four-time undisputed being Janibek, assuming he becomes undisputed. But if he became undisputed by fighting every single fight, one by one, getting the belt individually, going through that division, nah, that's, again, the only person doing that right now is Noah Inoue. And he is already being slated as he's getting well on his way to getting to a real argument for one of the most accomplished boxers of this era and can get himself to top 10 conversation. Yeah, we got 3 fighters, more so 2. Usyk is in the top 15, top 25, top 15. Crawford now is in my top 10. Inoue is just outside my top 10, and I've been saying he's the best talent of this era in boxing for the past 3 years. Y'all know, I've been saying that as a talent. We talk about people being compared to Roy Jones Jr. That brother is comparable to him. Not just from a physical standpoint, but from dominance as a boxer and what he can do in the ring. Now, that's different. He's different. He's different. And even he is outside my top 10, but he's doggone close. He's doggone close. By the end of his career, he's most likely going to be in my top 10 all time. With what I'm saying, Inoue do. And he did it by chasing every single dog without remorse. Straight. He did it straight. Without question. Didn't duck a soul. And the person that said it was getting ducked by him, like MJ Akhmadaliev, he fought Sunday, the day after Crawford, and he beat him so bad, Eddie Hearn's nowhere to be found. Because he said that Inoue ain't fought nobody. And he's fought 1 through 5 from the bottom up in 4 separate divisions, becoming 2-time undisputed, undefeated, one of the highest knockout ratios. With a talent and a technique that is better than everybody else in the sport, save 3 people. And even them 3, as a talent and as a technician, I dare say he's top 2. I dare say he's the best, even above Crawford. As a talent. Though again, Crawford just showed me, yeah, he's on that same playing field. 1A, 1B. I ain't got no with you. Shoot, I'll put Crawford above him because of what he did against Canelo. I'm fine with that. But still, greatness is greatness. Both of them doing it. But Inoue's doing that level of greatness. If Crawford does that at 160 from the bottom up, going to get the belts at 160 instead of just waiting out and fighting the best guy, you go through the ringer. Nah, that's different. That's different. That's different. That right there, that's different. That's different. That's different. That's objectively different. I've been saying that for years. That's different. And so yeah. See, Al Booger, top 10 all time. Look, I'm not hyping him up for nothing because I've been saying that Inoue is that guy. He's that guy. He's that dude. Inoue, at this point in time, if Crawford did not win this fight with Canelo, though Canelo would have been the most accomplished boxer of this era, it would have been Inoue that was the best boxer of this era as a fighter. It would have been him. He can still take that moniker. He's going to have to do some work, though, now. Because what Crawford did just about solidified, yeah, that's the best of this era from a greatness standpoint. Absolutely. Like it's hard to argue. You can't argue with it. But if it wasn't for this win, yeah, Inoue would have been the best of this era. He would have. Canelo would have been the face fine. Crawford would have had a probably been same conversation, 1A, 1B, with the best fighter of this era being either Crawford, in terms of its talent, being either Crawford or Inoue. But it would have, with the way Inoue's career was going and is going right now, yeah, it would have swung toward the pendulum, would have swung towards Inoue. This man has taken on every contender he's made look pound for pound top 10. Stephen Fulton was fringe just about there. He made him look like a fool. Ahmed Ali looked like a fool. Tapalas, knockout. Stephen Fulton, knockout. Ahmed Ali boxed him for 12 rounds, did not win a round. And Ahmed Ali was supposed to be the biggest threat to him. Louis Neary, banned in Japan, and was a brother who essentially was hated by the country because he knocked out one of their favorite fighters. One of the heaviest hitters in that division at super bantamweight. Legitimately was feared by some people. Knocked him out. Roman Cardenas, who had fought Ramon Cardenas, who had fought at 130 before, and ever since moving back down to 122, had knocked out every opponent in his way. In a way, not just gets caught by him, but gets up and knocks him out in a clean sweep afterwards. That's different. He beat a rejuvenated Nonito Donaire when Donaire was on the comeback trail in his career with the Super Series. And then off the backs of that fight, rematched him and took him out in 2 rounds as if the first fight never happened. Nah, he's different. That's a different brother. He's different. He's absolutely different. Let me see. And again, and for those of you tuning in, this is the Welch Report. I'm your host, Jean-Luc Welch. We had power went out, so we had to do what we had to do and go back on live. And we're committing to doing finishing out the show, doing championship rounds here now through YouTube Live on the phone, whatever the thing is. So hey, it's great. We rocking and rolling. We're going to make it work some type of way. And so we love the conversation. We love to talk. And you can still say and bring your questions. And I'm going to read them off. And we can see what you all got. And, you know, we can go past 4:30. That's fine. However long y'all want to stay. And please, like the stream. Please like the stream. Please keep on sharing the show. Keep on supporting the channel. And if you can, tell people about it. And stay to watch. Engage. Reactions, emojis, all that stuff helps get the algorithm out to the public and lets people see, hey, this is a stream that's worth tuning into. And so we can elevate immensely if you all show some support, absolutely. And we appreciate all of you being here. No question about it. But let me keep on reading what you all got to say. Prime Crawford versus Prime Mayweather. How would that go? I can't lie. Right now, right now, yeah. Yeah, I'm taking Crawford. If Mayweather's intelligence and defense wins today, okay, fine, so be it. But this man has so much of an elite caliber, including defense. And he is one of the most instinctual and adaptable fighters I have ever witnessed in my life. More adaptable than Floyd. Yeah. And he's done it in a multiplicity of different ways. Then Floyd. That's not me throwing shots. And it would be at 147. If we're going prime for prime, yeah, I'm taking I think I would take Crawford. I think I'm leaning towards I'm taking Crawford in that fight. It's close as can be. It's close as dusk. The midway point between night and day. If you got that reference, that fight is as close as dusk. But yeah, I'd have to take him. I've seen too much evidence now to show me all the different facets of Crawford's game. And he beat Canelo in a more holistic way than Floyd did. Because again, Floyd had one judge seeing it as a draw, a majority decision. Crawford, it was unanimous. And the public is saying it should have been a wider gap. And he beat him in every range, in every way, and used the styles of everybody else. Mayweather couldn't do that. And Crawford could fight in styles that would give Floyd some trouble. Mad trouble. That would be a great fight. But I think I think I would have to take Floyd. Yeah, I'm taking Crawford. I'm taking Crawford. It's close. It's close as dusk. But I'm taking Crawford. And so you might not like it. I completely understand. But I think people that know more than me, absolutely, I respect their opinion. But I have seen too much evidence not to feel this way about what I'm saying for Terrence Crawford. I've seen too much. It's been proven on a scale at a level that Floyd never proved. That's the thing. That's not a shot. That's not a shot at Floyd. Crawford's done this in a way that almost nobody in history has done, except for one man. That's ridiculous. Henry Armstrong. It's preposterous. Absolutely preposterous. I think Crawford should fight Shiraz. He has a good chance at winning. He would. That height, and them slicing hooks of his, them slicing hooks of Shiraz, where you can just boom, boom, quick as lightning. Oh yeah. Oh, that's dangerous. That's gonna be dangerous. But as a fighter, yeah, he's better. And again, anything's possible for him right now. I have both Usyk and Bud over the monster in terms of skills and ability. Top fighter to and again, it's the pound for pound list is interchangeable. That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. My whole thing is, even if you don't agree with Inoue being above Usyk and Crawford, I have no issue with that. But I just don't want people to detract from what Inoue is doing and acting like he's not doing stupid stuff in the box. Acting like he's not doing stupid stuff in the boxing world and doing stuff that just about, except for Crawford and Usyk, nobody else is doing right now. From the quality of opponents, the speed at which he's running through divisions, the dominance against every single type of opponent, regardless of skill set, this is almost unheard of. It's very rare, if at all. I just don't want that to be thrown by the wayside because people don't know who Inoue's fighting. Because they don't care about the little guys in the world of boxing, which is preposterous. That's where the problem lies. That's where the issue comes into play. I just don't want that to be the fact I just don't want that to be the reason as to why we see disrespect come Inoue's way from why people don't have him high. If that's the case, that's not sound because you're diminishing who he's fought because you don't want to bother to see why his resume is great. Now, I understand there's a bunch of people in boxing. It's hard to keep track of everybody. I get that. But at least try to attempt to see this brother's getting hyped up for beating a cat who is indeed great. Though you may not know him, doesn't mean he ain't a real dog. That's all I'm trying to say. We don't want what happened to Crawford's resume to happen to Inoue. We don't want that at all. Monster solid number 3 for me. No shame. The top two. Yeah, the top two are Usyk and Buzz. No issue with that. Here's my Yoda. How you doing? Glad you're back. Here's my question. Did they ever have a parade for Floyd in Michigan the way they celebrate Bud in Omaha? I'm assuming yes. Though Floyd celebrated, I think, in a different way. But I don't think. Well, you know what? I'm not going to speak on that. I don't know. I'm not going to speak on that. I'm not going to say for certain. What I do know is Bud in Omaha is beloved like few in the sport of boxing right now. is to the level of Tank in Baltimore. Dare I say it might be bigger. But because Tank for the majority of the time was a bigger name, that fandom was able to support him and be the main vocal voice. But yeah, in Omaha, but they celebrate that, but they celebrate him like no other. Anyway, made me a believer after he destroyed my man from Philly. Yeah, cool boy. Yeah, he. And you know what's crazy? People were trying to say now that Stephen Fulton was never that great. When we were saying he was a pound for pound top level or fringe top 10 level fighter going into that fight, the the unchallenged from the standpoint of ability, best fighter at 122. There wasn't an equal at 122. There was not an equal at 120. And the 122 is a great division. There was nobody that was better than Stephen Fulton when Stephen Fulton was reigning. When the division had some great talent. But anyway, comes through first fight up and dominates. That shouldn't exist. That shouldn't happen. But it did. That's what made it so special. Let me see. Anyway, match him. Anyway, believer. Anyway, a dog. Yes, Stevie. Yeah, buddy. He is. He is. He's a dog. He's a dog, man. He's something different. I'm still taking Floyd over Bud right now, out of respect. I respect it. Like I said, if you have him there, if you have him prime for prime in a fight, I'm not gonna fight you. I'm not gonna fight you at all. I am not gonna fight you at all because I get it. I understand, but it is now. We can't say it's in your dreams. There's no comparison because now if there was already one. And now even more so, it's abundantly clear that it is. Oh, absolutely. No question about that. Let me see. Floyd has 72-inch reach. Bud has 74. So Bud had the reach advantage and can use it that effectively. Now, Floyd's outboxed taller people before. No question about that. He's outboxed taller people. That's not the issue. But it is the also matching for matching IQ, in my opinion, better adaptability, better offense with high quality defense. One of the most unsung parts about Crawford's game is his defensive moniker. Yeah, I would love to see. I would love to see that fight. Love to see that fight. You remember? You have to remember Floyd beat Corrales, Castillo, Manny, Maidana, Hatton, Canelo, Sugar Shane, Zab, and those are just some of the. Yeah, no, you're right. And like I said, we covered the context behind those fights. Me saying that I think Crawford would be able to beat Bud is not that's like saying Crawford could beat himself. I mean, that's about the only way I could see him lose right now against anybody at 168. But still, me saying that Crawford could beat Floyd is not an indictment against Floyd, as he's not on that level of fighter. He is. All the contextual caveats, or rather all the contextual criticisms of Floyd's career are still valid, but it does not diminish that Floyd Mayweather is still Floyd Mayweather. Absolutely. The names that he beat are indeed the names that he beat. But now I have to ask you this. Looking at Crawford right now, could he have beaten all those names as well? We can already knock Canelo off that list because he be the better version of Canelo. So we want to use this as a different avenue to compare the two. Could he have beaten Zab Judah, Sugar Shane Mosley, Ricky Hatton, Maidana, Manny Pacquiao, when Floyd beat Pacquiao, Castillo when Floyd beat Castillo, and Diego Corrales? And I would say, at the point in time in which Floyd fought all of them, we could see Crawford beat all of them as well. That's not far-fetched to say. It's not far-fetched to say. Do you think Crawford could have beaten soundly? Not in a close fight, soundly. Oscar De La Hoya, when Oscar fought against the likes of Floyd Mayweather. That can help. I'm not posing this as Oh, see, this is why, boom, I'm right. I'm not posing this as that type of question. I'm saying this from the sense of those types of conversations have to be had to help with, to at least help with the comparison of whether or not you think Crawford could beat the likes of um of Floyd. Compare Crawford to that other competition that Floyd faced at that point in time. Could Crawford have beaten them? And could he have beaten them better? And, or was he better than them when Floyd fought them? You got to ask yourself that question. Let me see. Jean-Luc, who you got? Who? Oh, who I got 1v1? Oh gosh, the monster or Salvador. Also, I'm sorry, my lips are chapped. I'm so sorry. Y'all don't need to be seeing that. I apologize. Like I've been trying to stay hydrated. I've been is that something? Okay, yeah, had to make sure. I've been trying to stay hydrated. I've been drinking water. I've been doing everything. I pride myself on trying to be presentable. We got chapstick. I'm doing everything under the sun. I don't know why. I talk so much. I think it just dries out at times. I apologize. I'll try not to get close to the camera. I look good. I do. But at this point in time right now, I'm starved I'm starved for hydration, and the body is showing it. So excuse me. I do apologize on that. So I'll be sure to keep that in mind. But what was I saying? I was talking about my chapped lips, how I'm dehydrated. What did I say before that? What was I talking about before that? Salvador versus Inoue. I don't know. That fight. What weight? I gotta ask what weight. Because if it's Inoue moving up to fight Salvador, what was Salvador? 135? Unless I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, please correct me. I'm forgetting the specific weight class that Salvador Sanchez was in. So I do apologize on that. But that's a tough fight. I gotta think about that. That's a tough fight. That's a hard fight to call. That is a hard fight to call. That's a really hard fight to call. Yeah, I gotta think. I can't give you a straight answer on that one. That is a that's a hard fight. Because you see, Salvador Sanchez and Inoue have the same X factor. If you're good, they're going to get you out of there. They're going to elevate their game to knock you out if you're good. So Inoue against him, that would be like, yo, they're going to fight at the highest level. They're going to fight at the highest level they can. That's going to be insane. That's going to be insane to watch. I don't know. I don't know about that. That's a hard fight. That's a hard fight. Yeah, Albuga. Let's move. Let's see what he's like at 126 first, and then we can say, 130 and on if we can do it. Ford didn't really claim Michigan like that. If anything, he was more associated with Vegas. Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was more so thinking. He more so Vegas get money Mayweather. Where the money was is where he rocked, and that's what he did. You could say the same about all the Buzz winners as well. You can't. You really can't. You really can't. But in terms of comparing, could Floyd beat all of Bud's competition? You can. Sure. Absolutely. The difference is you acknowledge and I acknowledge. Yoda, I see what you're saying. The fashion in which you win also matters. Yes, it does. That's why with pound for pound, when we talk about part of my ranking, it is the accolade. Good gosh, hold on. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Hold on. Well, like I said, I'm starved. I am starved for hydration. But that's why I said, pound for pound, for my criteria, the accolades that you achieve, the consistency at which you fight, the dominance at which you beat every opponent, the quality of opponents that you face, and then, what was the first one? Consistency. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's right. The names you beat, how bad you're able to beat them across the board on average, the consistency of you fighting, and the accolades that you uphold, as well as your personal performance and talent as a fighter. That was the fifth one. That was yeah. I got five. It's five. It's your individual talent, the accolades that you achieve, the names that you beat, the dominance at which you beat the names across the board, and the consistency at which you fight across your career. Those are my five things. And so, yeah, it makes how you beat somebody does indeed impact your win. A good win in a struggle fight with a great opponent is a great win. But you make somebody look ridiculous when they are supposed to be up here. That's even better. It's even better. Struggle isn't always bad if the opponent is indeed about that life that you're facing off against. Because, yeah, he's going to give you a hard fight. Yeah, we expect it to be difficult. But if you can make them look mundane, like that, now you walking into some greatness level territory, some ridiculous type of territory of talent. No, that like again, and that's why you making Spence and Canelo not look close. And every fight you've had, we have said it wasn't close. Nah, that's not that's not even we ain't even saying that about Floyd Mayweather. We're not even saying that about Floyd. And again, going back to the point at hand, and I see your chats absolutely, but real quick, I want to make sure I touch on the point that that was questioned with Al Buga, saying that you can compare Floyd to Crawford's resume as well and do the same thing. You absolutely can. The difference is we acknowledge that Floyd Mayweather was able to get more fights because he had that level of cachet and power that Crawford was robbed of in his in his zenith at 147, and for a lot of his career, in all honesty. And so he has more names on his career that are Hall of Fame and great caliber. So if we're saying that Floyd can beat most of Crawford's competition, okay, yeah, that makes sense, because he is indeed at his best better than most of their competition. But because we're comparing a current era fighter to a past era fighter, we also have to put in context of the person that they fought, the dogs that they were, which they were dogs. Could this current era fighter compete with them as well? And guess what? With all those names that we're talking about, can you say that Crawford wouldn't beat all of them? And for my money, can you say he can beat all of them at the same point in time that Floyd fought them? And if you're saying yes to that, then that just means, again, whether you believe he can beat Floyd or not, that shows you wholeheartedly that this conversation is not a conversation of recency bias. This is the conversation that has a combination of talent and understanding of history to see that we're witnessing somebody that could beat Diego Corrales, could beat Ricky Hatton, could beat a worse version of Canelo Alvarez because he beat a better version. He could beat Mike Donna. We almost assuredly all collectively say most likely he wouldn't have struggled against Castillo. Not for certain. We don't know, but we're assuming based on the talent that we see right now. At least for the collective conjecture or the sentiment I've heard through the boxing landscape. That is what makes now this fight with Floyd, if we're talking about one-on-one matchup, incredibly enticing. Because of course, we know Crawford could face off, Mayweather could face off against the talent of the modern day. The biggest questions are, could he face off against the likes of Errol Spence Jr. and do the same work that Crawford did to Spence, or beat him in the same dominant fashion? Or could he beat him could he beat this new version of Canelo the same way that he beat the old version of Canelo, in the same way that that Crawford dominated a better version and a bigger version of Canelo? Those are the two questions. And the big questions. But it's food for thought to draw up a conversation, to have you thinking about the trajectory of the greatness path that we're seeing Crawford go through. Because I told you all, these conversations are going to come up. And you may think that they're crazy, but once it happens, you're going to see they're not. And now we're here. And we're having legends, pundits, fans, experts, historians starting to say the same stuff. Crawford might be greater than Floyd Mayweather. He might be. And he might, if they fantasy matchup, we got people picking Crawford. And it ain't because we're disrespecting. It's because it's real. It's real. Let me see. Now that's narrative. That's why guys like Larry Holmes are never mentioned. Well, see, here's the thing. Guys like Larry Holmes should be mentioned. That part of the Larry Holmes conversation is different, because Larry Holmes never got the shine, though he did the work in the division. Second most title defenses in heavyweight history. Reigned for oh so long. Was a competitive challenger until he was like 45. Beat Ray Mercer after getting knocked out by Mike Tyson. Was a contender for Mike Tyson to fight off in the first place. And was still doing whatever he wanted. Like, he has one of the greatest jabs, if not the greatest jab, boxing's ever seen. Like, he deserves more. He does deserve more love. Legitimately. And I hate that he doesn't have it. But let me see. I hate that he doesn't have it. And I hate it. I hate it. I hate it that he doesn't have that type of shine that he deserves. But let me see. That's Tank not bigger than Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. Oh, yeah. No, definitely not. Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. He ain't bigger than that. He ain't bigger. And Lamar Jackson's looking like, but he's on his way to being one of the greatest quarterbacks we've ever seen. The greatest dual quarterback we've ever witnessed. Period. I hate that they collapsed in the first game of the season when he should have had a win. But all he needs is one championship. Shoot, a deep run into the playoffs. And I'm saying, outside of Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson's the second best quarterback in the world. Yes, he's better than Lamar Jackson. Yes, he should have won MVP. Firmly, I believe he should have won MVP. He's been a better player, more consistently, for longer, in my estimation. And so, no, he ain't bigger than that. He is not bigger than that at all. Larry Holmes got street names after him, and he got street names after him in Pennsylvania. Well, that's good. That's great. And again, they took him in. My issue is the wider range of the boxing world. Because he came in after Ali, also because he beat Ali the way that he did. He didn't want to. He wanted the ref to stop him, but he was like, I got to make sure I win. Crying in the locker room afterwards, he didn't want to do that to Ali. He became a villain. Kind of like, hey, you're great, but we don't really want to support you. It's a shame. It's a shame. He got done wrong. He caught in the midst of a transition in eras of boxing, and it's a shame. It really is. The difference in careers is Leonard Ellaby. If Bud Ellaby early, he'd be bigger than Floyd, just like Tank was on track to be. Yeah. Yeah. And again, I blame Top Rank. I blame PBC. And I blame other promotions that had dominant fighters that stayed away from Crawford. And I blame Top Rank for not pushing to get these fights to happen and marketing Crawford like they should have, to make it so that he was too big of a money grab for people to actually not want to see. Everybody's at fault. Because it wasn't Bud. People say he can't talk. No. He just don't like talking to you. He just don't like talking to you. But he's funny. He's quick with it. But he had a thing of saying, hey, brother, somebody said on the street, yo, I'll smoke you. Crawford then walked into him and said, hey, yo, I'll knock you out. I'll beat your butt. Didn't use that language, but he said, I'll beat your butt. And then afterwards he said, hey, I'll smoke you, I'll smoke you. That's what the dude on the street was saying. Crawford walks up and said, hey, you'll smoke me, and then you'll get tapped with an overdose because I'm laced with fentanyl. But if he had said that in the Canelo press conference, that would have been, but this win? You thought the means were bad before. Oh, gosh. Everybody would have been getting hot if Bud had said that. But it's because the landscape of media, Bud doesn't work. He doesn't like that. But it's just not him. But you give him platforms to be himself. And you capitulate to working with Crawford to accentuate his talent as the selling point. And naturally, once you make him a must-see, like they did with Gervonta Davis, you can talk about the talk all they want, all the bravado. Guess what? Everybody was coming there because the knockouts were what drew people in. And they sold, this man can knock out anybody. That's what they did with Tank. And since they did that with Tank, guess what? Everybody bought in. And then they got to see the behind-the-scenes stuff, the style, the grills, the flash, all that stuff. But what kept him was the fact that this man's knocking everybody out. And PBC marketed that perfectly. Top Rank and everybody else did. They did. They didn't make the talent stand out by selling the talent as undeniable, by talking about this man every which way. You ain't great till you beat him. You ain't great till you beat Crawford. You ain't nothing till you beat Crawford. They ain't do that. And look at what he got late in the game. Now you could have had this type of cachet for 5 years, but you waited. You waited too long. It's a shame. You waited too long. Let me see. I don't want to argue too much. I have Floyd in my top 20 and Bud in my top 10 right now. I got accolades first. And again, look, y'all got to understand, debate's wide open. Be clear. Be clear on that. The debate is not an issue at all. Debating ain't an issue at all. It's not an issue in the slightest when it comes to talking about the world of boxing. It ain't. It's what's this? What the word? What's this thing? Lighting. What the word is this? Excuse me? Some doggone foot. About that. We're gonna keep myself clean and pristine. Oh gosh. Oh no. Oh, no. Turn that off. How do you turn it up? Thank God. Like I said, I'm new to this. Streaming on the phone, new to this. So I don't know what's I don't know what's going on. I do apologize. But even still, we're gonna rock nonetheless. Let's get back on track with what we know best. And I'll keep on testing stuff while we are reading. What you had to say, but again, but debating, perfectly fine. This is the place of this. If you debate, you want to stay. I'm okay with that. Hey, we're all for that. This is still a show. That's you all drive the conversation. Like I said, we try to keep it professional. We want to entertain, but without your voice, this is what help. Your voice helps make this sport. We take it to the streets as well. Your voice helps make this show. And so, yeah, I'm all for debate. I'm all for. I want to hear your opinions because I want to see what the pulse of the people are. Because y'all know some stuff. Y'all are valuable. Y'all are worth listening to. You all across the screen, you're worth listening to. You matter more than you ever know in this chat and beyond, in life in general. And the fact that you're here means the world to me. I'm just happy that you took some time out. That's all. So that's why I say keep on streaming, keep on liking, keep on sharing, keep on subscribing. Because we want more of you all to join this community. Absolutely. We're going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to figure out how to make this thing blow up. We're going to make it happen. But I can't do it without your help. So again, please, if you can, keep on supporting, and we'll keep on rising nonetheless. Let me see. Franklin Zona, glad that you're here. We had some technical difficulties. Not even that. Somebody hit something. Somebody hit a tree, and power went out all across the city. So now we all we doing what we do best. Adapting and thriving nonetheless. Well, let me see what you got to say on the matter. What differentiates Floyd and Bud is strength from the base build. Both are all-time greats, but for different reasons. Floyd represents now you see me, now you don't. Bud represents the bulldozer. And Floyd, even more in depth, Floyd represents the essence of the sweet science. Hit and not get hit. Absolutely. Like the perfection of the art of boxing itself. He does represent that. There ain't many. There's a couple. There ain't many that encapsulate that. Crawford encapsulates both the essence of boxing, but it's in a different way. He encapsulates, how do we say this? Crawford encapsulates it's more than adaptability. It is a manner of operation in the ring. It's a combination of, I know what you're thinking. I already know the counter. And I'm not afraid to take it. But you can't out dog me and you can't outbox me. I'm trying to put it into words. I know what I'm trying to say. Here it is. Floyd Mayweather represents the pinnacle of the science side of the sweet science. Crawford represents the totality of the sweet science. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Let me see. It's like when you go into the So, Franklin, it's like you went to the Matrix with the green back of head. Look, I didn't know what I pressed. I just went to do it back. I am not trying to mess up this string. My God, I'm not trying to have any more problems going in with this string. But let's see, but adjust, Floyd relies on speed and reflexes, and again, IQ and knowing how to stop you in all facets. You can't hit me. I can counter you, boom, boom, boom. You're going to dance my way. And I'm just going to make you fight my fight by keeping you where exactly I want you. And there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. Again, it is the pinnacle of the science aspect of the sweet science. Crawford is the totality of the sweet science itself. What I mean, when we talk about the sweet science, is hit, and I really should save this for tomorrow. I feel like I should really save this for tomorrow. But we're going to say it nonetheless. We'll probably bring it back up. We'll probably bring it back up. We will almost assuredly bring this point back up on tomorrow. But the difference is, we talked about the sweet science on this channel. Hit, not get hit. It's a combination of both. The science part is not getting hit. The technical aspect. The sweet part is hitting somebody. Ha, ha. Going through, going through like that. Going through what you slip it, uppercut, hook, roll under, going like that. Being able to actually box. And the technical efficiency of the intricate parts of the sport, regardless of style. Philly shell, high guard, brawler, counter puncher, boxer puncher, puncher boxer. Don't matter. Technical aspect of it. But to not get hit and to make openings. But the sweet science is capitalizing on the mistakes that you make an opponent make, and then making and hitting them. Floyd encapsulated the first part of the equation and was beautiful at the second part. But Crawford encapsulates the totality of that equation in a way that Floyd couldn't. He couldn't. Even in his prime. Because he was putting people out when he was Pretty Boy. He was putting people to sleep at 135. Yes, he was. But again, his hands messed up. So he wasn't able to sustain it. And boom, had to adapt his style. But he was always great defensively. But he never, but it was better blended. But it was still, you saw the favoritism of the stylistic nature when it came to sweet science. Crawford, I dare say, this is about a perfect blend of sweet science you can think of. It is the perfect, it's almost as close to the perfect balance of I'm outworking you, I'm better technically, I don't make mistakes, and I still am looking to capitalize on every mistake that you make, and I'm not afraid to go after it. I'm not afraid to go after it. I want to go and try to get you out of there while still never capitulating and messing up on the technical side of it. The perfect blend of both. It's incredible. That's you can, whether you think that Floyd's better or not, Crawford better encapsulates the total aspect of the sweet science because he does both equations or both sides of the equation at such a high level. At such a high level. And it's insane. Bud always seems to get into control of the entire arena. When he fights, his awareness is unmatched. Yep, absolutely. 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 And I'm just not ready to say Floyd would definitely lose to Bud. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. If there was anybody that could make Bud work and outbox him, yeah, it's Floyd Mayweather. It's Floyd Mayweather. Sure. I am not denying you there at all. Fully be on your end of the spectrum with saying that Floyd would beat Crawford. There is no gripe I'm gonna have with it. There's none. I bring up my points of why I think he'd win. You bring up your points, and guess what? Both of them would be valid. Both of them would be valid. Absolutely. I'm not gonna act like it's some. Oh, you are ridiculous if you're saying that. This ain't that type of fight. It's not. So I'm fully with you on board with there. In many ways, Bud is like the result of what Floyd started with his presence in the ring. Yeah. If we want to go at it, Crawford and again, Crawford takes more chances than Bud, or Crawford takes more chances than Floyd, just on average. He took more chances than Floyd, even when Floyd was putting people to sleep. Crawford still was more engaging with trying to get the knockout. He's always been like that. Like that's not now that ain't debatable. That's not debatable. That is not debatable. So he was open to getting caught more. Yes, because he is and has always been a more aggressive fighter. But even with that being understood, brother, he's still like the totality of the equation we saw every night out in a way that even with Floyd, it wasn't to both degrees this much synergy between the sweet aspect of boxing and the science aspect of boxing. The science aspect, again, being how to not get hit and all the technical stuff, and the sweet science being hitting, capitalizing, making your opponent make a miss, make them pay. How do you make them pay? Crawford has done that in a way that's been so spectacular. Again, in a way, does that same thing. Roy encapsulated that as well. It's a mind-boggling balance that is hard to see other people do. Joe Louis had almost a perfect blend of that as well. And so you can say somebody's better. That's perfectly fine. But in terms of the approach and the nature of their game, we're talking about that when it comes to the sweet science aspect of what each style favors. It's rare that you see somebody have this much of a yin-yang balance between those two aspects of the sweet and science part of boxing. It's a beautiful thing. And it lets you do incredible stuff like this, which is preposterous. Let me see, now Bud never makes mistakes. Yeah, and crazy thing is, as he's gotten older, he's gotten more refined on the technical aspect side. This is the second fight in a row. Third fight in a row, excuse me. Well, excuse me, of the last three fights, Crawford and Spence, Canelo, and Magomedov, Bud has shown some of the best defense of his entire career. Spence could not land he landed one clean shot on Crawford all 9 rounds. Crawford blocked and or just barely leaned back out the way and then countered him with an uppercut. Dot, like that. Or as a southpaw, what would it be? Hook. What was that one combination that he did? Evaded the counter, or he evaded the hook and then went right hand, left hand. No, I'm sorry. No. Yeah. Right, left, bang, bang, like that. And nothing else. It's ridiculous. It's insane. It's insane. It's insane. It is absolutely insane. But I think it's 5:15, and we've somehow we have gone an hour 30. Somehow we went an hour 30 when it was supposed to be only 30 minutes. We have gone well over our time, so we have to go through and wrap this up and send it out of here. I did not expect that at all, but you know what? This conversation is great. And let me see. Does Bud beat Sugar Ray Robinson at 147? Oh gosh. See, we're gonna hold that for tomorrow. I'm sorry that the comment came when it did. We're gonna hold that for tomorrow. Ask that question tomorrow. We're gonna be back here on Friday, streaming, not on the phone, on the actual good old laptop, computer, doing what we do best. Calling, talk, streaming, and talking about the world of boxing and beyond. And again, Sugar Ray Robinson, could he beat him? The aspects for Canelo, we're going to talk more about that. Crawford, in a way, T.O., Shakur, all of that and more, we're going to discuss come Friday. Be here, roughly around 12:30 for the stream. Please keep on liking the stream before you get out of here. Share the show with anybody you can. Subscribe if you have not already. Please be sure to go ahead and hit the notification bell, so you know whenever we post right here on YouTube. We're also available on every podcast. Kingdom, brother, no. I went till 5 o'clock We went, what, an hour 50 on the computer? And then power went out. Wi-Fi was gone. Power went out, Wi-Fi was gone, and I couldn't do keep the stream up on the thing. So we had to switch over to the phone just to finish off the show. We ended up doing a whole nother show after this, and it's been my gosh. Oi, it's been great. But look, it's all right that you're late. We're gonna be back on Friday. You can watch the first half. You can watch the stream up until it got unceremoniously just stopped on YouTube. And we're going to be back on Friday, most likely bringing back some of these points for more discussion with more people, as well as some new things. And it's going to be the championship rounds for the entirety of the show. So you all drive the conversation, and you all drive what we discuss for the show all day on Friday. We're going to be here again, right? 12:30, still going through, still watching the show, and still doing our thing. So please, we're going to get out of here. And you just got off work, it's perfectly fine. It's all good. Oh, you gonna pay me? Hey, appreciate it. Again, you don't got to. I repeat, it would be helpful to the channel. You don't have to try to make it up for it. If you're working, you're working. We completely understand that. Please don't spend your paycheck on my, at least not today. Don't spend your paycheck on my account. We're just glad we got to finish out the show. That's the biggest thing. But my gosh, if you do want to support, hey, on the channel, we do have Cash App and PayPal. Links in, I believe, the description of the channel itself. If not, click on one of the live streams. It's going to be there as well. But again, we're not forcing anybody to give. We're trying to build a community. We're going to get paid. It's going to come. Money's going to come, absolutely. It's going to happen. But we don't want a strong army. We want to earn it. And so we're going to earn it the best way that we know how. We're just doing what we do. Hosting a show every week, giving y'all the best content possible on the hottest show in all of the globe, right here on YouTube and on every podcasting platform imaginable. So, you know what? This episode might not go on the podcast because it just abruptly ends outright. And so it might just have to be a YouTube exclusive. So, hey, there you go. You can watch it there. But either way, regardless of which, we're going to be back tomorrow. Thank you for showing up. Please keep on sharing the show. Keep on liking. Keep on subscribing. Hit the notification bell. And please, if you want to support, we got means, Cash App and PayPal on either the description or in the video. Whatever you can do, please, we support it. If not, just you being here is enough to me. But I've been Jean-Luc Welch. Y'all have been wonderful. Peace and love. Oh, we are out here. Yes, sir. Oh, excuse me. That was a bad uppercut. Hold on. Yes, sir. That was a bad one, too. Yes, sir. There we go. We're going to see you all on Friday. Be safe. Be blessed. Peace and love. And we out. Now, how in the world do I end this thing? Hold on. Wait a minute. The show might not actually be over. How do I end it? Where do I go? There we go. Okay. Yeah. Here we go. Peace and love. We go now for real.